The Chicago Bears taking on the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore. The Baltimore Ravens currently, right, according to FanDuel Sportsbook, has them as 6.5-point favorites in this matchup. Big guy, Lamar Jackson. We'll see. He might play. He might not play. We don't know yet. Does that change how you view this game and who you would potentially pick if Lamar plays or doesn't play?
100%, of course. I mean, if Lamar gets in there, and the thing about him, he has such power in the organization and with the NFL. He's going to play when he thinks he's really ready.
Right.
This won't be the doctor saying, "Yeah, I think you'll be okay, but don't do this and don't do that." He goes, "Yeah, I'm not going to do it." So that's everything to me. If he's not playing, I think they would lose the Chicago Bears.
Okay.
I think Chicago, Caleb Williams, the way he's playing, the way the defense is hustling, what I see with them, and Caleb Williams, we've talked about this so many times. He is super dynamic to me with his arm and his legs.
Right.
Yeah, he misses some throws. Oh my gosh, he misses a couple throws, but man, can he rip it, get it down the field and all that? So that's kind of how I look at the game right now. They're the faster team. That's the one thing we've talked about, and you've talked about, and I'm stealing all this from you and your brother, that Baltimore is just not fast.
Right.
Overall. Not when we talk about the NFL, they're not super fast for the NFL. They're good. They're well coached, got a lot of good players, but there's a reason why they've been losing these games, because they do not look as fast as the teams that are beating them.
Right.
And if Lamar does play, what did we notice these last couple games against him? Blitzing. I mean, 2 spies on him. Keep him in there. When he escapes, they're right there to take him. And, the coverage has been pretty good down the field. Chicago's defense, I think, is, man, I like it. I like what they do. And I think if Lamar even plays, I think they have a chance to beat the Baltimore Ravens. I do.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. This is, I feel like, a last, ditch effort by the Baltimore Ravens to kind of just salvage some sort of positive aspect of their season going into their bye week. Can they win this football game going into the bye, and then, hey, maybe go on a heater here and make a run to go to the playoffs? If they lose this football game, man, it just feels like the season's kind of winding down for them very early, right? And we didn't anticipate the Baltimore Ravens to already be in such a rut and to be in this position. But that being said, this is exactly, hey, their record shows, right? As your old coach, Bill Parcells, used to say, hey, your record is what you are, right? And this is who they are at the current moment. I would say that Ben Johnson, we're seeing it just, it's about the running game. It's about the offensive line. It's about just being patient and then developing the play action pass off of it. So DeAndre Swift has a little bit of a groin going on right now, but he should be good to go for this weekend. And also our Jersey boy, Don Bosco, one of our favorite sons, Kyle Monangai, also playing well for the Chicago Bears. So that balance of the running attack to go along with the receiving group and what they have in Chicago, I think really is going to be difficult for the Baltimore Ravens. That's the question. Like, what Ravens defense will we see? Are we going to see the one against the Houston Texans and C.J. Stroud, or are we going to see the one against the L.A. Rams and Matt Stafford? Because the Rams one, they played good. They made it tough for them. They really did. The Texans absolutely cut them up and eviscerated them in the secondary. I'm taking the Chicago Bears in this one. I think they're the better football team. I think they kind of got a groove to them. They're feeling confident. I feel like Ben Johnson, you could kind of see like his energy has shifted from like being a hard ass tough guy to like, damn, all right, we're a good team now with still his tough guy mentality. So I think they got a lot of things going for them. I'm going to take the Chicago Bears this one on the road in Baltimore to get the win.
I'm taking the Chicago Bears too. When you watch them play, they are tough. That's the one thing Ben Johnson's really got. They're tough. They play hard. They run the football. Everybody thought, and I'm gonna probably be in that category too. When he came from Detroit, all you're thinking about, man, the passing game is going to be unbelievable. But he is extremely patient. How about what he did at the end of the game down in Washington? That game, man, he kept running the ball. I'm sitting there going, "Come on, throw it." Right. Maybe the quarterback can scramble and this. No, he stuck with the runs, and that's what won him the game.
Right.
And when you run the ball like that, And I was talking to somebody this morning about yards gained. And it's an old saying, it's a cliche, but I think it is true, is that it's not always just about the yards. It's about the
Right.
number of attempts. And Ben Johnson, it's almost like he has it in his head. And what they did against Washington just convinced me they're tough, they're ready. The quarterback, I don't care what his numbers are. He's playing better, and he's a weapon that's ready to go off at any time in any game. So,
yeah, I mean, listen, the numbers show a team that's getting better offensively. They're 8th in the league in rush yards per game with 129, right? They're 14th in the league at 217. And they're 12th overall in total yards per game, right? Now, points per game, 10th in the league with 25. The Baltimore Ravens on the other side, basically the bottom tier in every defensive statistical category and even scoring points per game. They're 32nd in the league right now, giving up 32 points per game. So, that's where, hey, Lamar, whether he's in the action or whether he's not, I'm still picking the Bears. I still think they're the better football team. And I really just don't expect Lamar to be that sharp after being out for that long and just picking up, right where he left off as far as being an MVP type of player. Excuse me.
We know one thing about Lamar. He's going to play when he's ready. Okay. Right. And when he plays, if he does, he's going to be up. He's going to be as fast as he can be. I mean, he's not going to go out there and go, I'm going to have to slow down and be careful. No, he's not going to play that way.
No.
So if he comes out and he's dressed and we see him, then it's going to be an exciting game. And I'm like you. I like Chicago, and I think they'll win the game.
All right. So now let's go to the other exciting matchup where it is just like a tale of just an offensive juggernaut versus a team that's just built on just defense balling out. And that's the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Denver Broncos over there in Denver. The Denver Broncos are a 3.5-point favorite. This is Sims Complete, brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook on the Believe Network. And yeah, the Denver Broncos 3.5-point favorites after that miracle win against the New York Giants. Still pretty salty about that one, but hopefully I'll get over it here in the coming days. For Dallas, all right, I mean, let's just keep it how it is, right? Dak Prescott is having an MVP-like performance year so far this year. They're first in the league in total offense. They're 13th in rushing offense. Yeah. They're second in total in passing. And hey, they're also second in scoring with 31 points per game. So this group right now with Brian Schottenheimer, the Javonte Williams revenge game, Phil, returning to Denver, right, after being drafted by that football team, and he's having a really good year as well. What do you think, big guy? What side would you favor, right? The offensive firepower of the Cowboys, right, or the defensive physicality and prowess of the Denver Broncos?
I'm going to go with the Broncos. I am. I'm going to go with them in the game. I think they'll win. I think, but to jump around here, Brian Schottenheimer, he is, like I said before when we talked about them and the Dallas Cowboys, how I was so happy he got the job. And I got to tell you, I thought it was going to be like his dad. We're going to run it. And men, we're going to run it again. And if it doesn't work, we're going to run it again. And we're going to keep running it. His father gave some of the craziest speeches, and everything. And I loved him covering him. But I just thought his son was going to be like dad. He isn't like dad. He's willing to do it all. And
yeah.
I got to tell you, I'm shocked by the Cowboys. And I know they got the guys and everything. And, yeah, when it's working, it looks great. But I'm just shocked at how their offense has just been explosive. Dak, of course, is the biggest reason of all. Man, he's throwing the hell out of it. It's unbelievable. He looks like a different guy out there. And I would love to see, maybe 2 years ago, and you put him and see him this year, how he just is different, more mobile, running around, mobile with his throws. And but I like Denver. And here's why I like him. Bo Nix, it hasn't been an outstanding year for him stat-wise. And, Sean Payton, it's not been a great year in his eyes either, probably, the production. And I think they're going to have great production against this Dallas Cowboy team. And Bo Nix, they keep – the one thing I love about them, and it's repeating maybe myself, but it is all out by the Denver offense every game. I mean, come on. They're playing awful against the Giants. And Sean Payton's over there going, I don't care. We're going to keep doing what we're doing. And all of a sudden, when they needed it, it exploded. And look what happened. And the damn quarterback. I mean, Bo Nix, I don't think he ever is like second guessing anything, do you? He plays, it's to the wall.
It is.
I mean, it's damn. I don't like watching him play. I think he's exciting as hell.
Yeah.
And when he ran that touchdown, and I forgot the play, I think I told you this. We already talked about it maybe. Who was talking about it? Well, it doesn't matter. It was on ESPN. And the run, it was Alex Smith, of course, the quarterback. He called the play because he ran it in Kansas City.
Right.
Damn, when you saw that play, you just go, that was awesome. I got to admit, even though I'm rooting hard against the Broncos, when they ran that play and he scored a touchdown, I was like, all right, look out. So
yeah, I mean, and hey, Denver is they haven't really quite clicked on offense yet, even though still pretty productive on the offense side of the football. It seems like in bursts, right? And you're going to get against a Dallas Cowboys defense that literally ranks in the bottom of the league in just about every category as well, right? Last in yards, third to last, right, in rush yards per game, last in pass yards per game. And they give up 29 points per game. And that's kind of what I anticipate for this football game. Now, I know the Denver Broncos defense is awesome because it's one of my favorite units, I feel like, in all of football, with Benito, with Cooper, with Allen in the trenches there. Yeah. They get as many pass rushes and quarterback hits than anyone in the league, even with just four-man rushes. They don't even have to blitz all the time with how talented they are. Riley Moss, maybe one of the best second DBs that we have in the league, right? Has a completion percentage, I think, of about 40-something% on him right now for this season. And that's opposite of the other guy that we know, who's Pat Surtain, who is, he's just okay, right? He's awesome. But what concerns me is that, like, the Giants passing attack cut him up pretty good. And, I don't know if it's Denver thinking it's the Giants, they're not that great, all of that. But here come the Dallas Cowboys, and that's why I'm taking the Cowboys in this one. I'm going with the Cowboys to win a shootout, because I just think that it really is going to be one of those high-scoring affairs where nobody can stop anybody, and even the great Denver defense is going to have a tough time just corralling this high-powered offense right now that is absolutely grooving.
I think Denver's been through the mill. In other words, it's been tough as hell, hard to win games. Think what they had to do over in London against the damn Jets. Yeah. I mean, they needed everything they could do to win that game. Right. What other games you watch them, the Philadelphia Eagles. And I think finally I look at them this way. All right, let's relax. We got it going.
Yeah.
And I think the fact that they haven't been sharp, really the way we expected, maybe almost on both sides of the ball, that it's going to come together.
Yeah.
They got to take a deep breath and go, man, we've withstood a lot here early in the season. And their confidence should be high, because what they've been doing with these little comebacks, and they are finding ways to win these games late.
Yeah.
So I like the Denver Broncos. I really do. You're right. I think it could be high scoring. I think Denver is going to score more than the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, that's what they would have to do to win the football game.
Well,
so good pick by you.
You catch on quick. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I've been labeled a genius before. Not by you.
Who the hell labeled you that?
Yeah, myself.
Okay. I thought maybe your wife or your mother.
But absolutely not. Nope. Absolutely not. Yeah.
All right.
All right. So let's do the Green Bay Packers going on the road against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Aaron Rodgers taking on his former football team. This is Sims Complete, brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. And the Green Bay Packers are 3-point favorites in this one, being the road dogs. Interesting game. Kind of curious to see, honestly, just kind of how it all plays out. The dramedy that will surround the game, of course, is going to be all about Aaron and his former team and all of that. But then, of course, we start playing, and the Green Bay Packers like their defense. The defense, I think, has a lot of talent, a lot of overall speed. I feel like both sides of the football for Green Bay, too, very similar to Denver, like you were mentioning, Big Guy. I'm not sure if it's all clicked yet, but I feel like they got the Johnnies and the Joes and the X's and O's. Now it's all about just putting it together. What are your thoughts about just like the Green Bay Packers going in to Pittsburgh for this football game?
Well, I got to be honest. I didn't get a chance to really do what I like to do. Looking at these teams, I like to watch, 30, 40 plays at least on each side to get a feel for it. Haven't had that chance. I'll probably do it later, which doesn't do anybody good for this, but that's just the way it is. Green Bay is, to me, a little, I'm perplexed.
Yeah.
I expected it to be high flying on both sides of the ball right from the start all the way
Right.
up, and it hasn't been.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes Matt LaFleur stays with the run a little too much. Let's get the quarterback more involved. He has a good series, and it's like, okay, we're going to stay away from him for a series or two. I mean, that's the feeling I get every time I watch Green Bay.
Right.
Well, man, just go out there and stomp them up. You got them, and don't let them don't let the game settle down again. And
Right.
that's my first thought. Aaron Rodgers, eat light before the game because you're going to be running because they're going to come after it. And you look at it and you go, who has the emotional advantage? To me, it's 100%. It's Green Bay.
Why is that?
But Green Bay, because the organization, the town, the coaches, even these players have heard so much about it that this Aaron Rodgers guy, what happened his last year and the way it's gone or whatever. I think they're going to be just incredibly fired up to play against Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers, I'm going to say this too, he looks as mobile as I've ever seen him.
Right.
I mean, man, he worked on those legs and running during the offseason, and it really shows. The throwing, we never worry about the throwing. But damn, does he make some incredible throws every single game. And I think people just go, oh, no, people don't understand the difference between maybe the top 4 or 5 throwers in the NFL and the rest of the guys. They just look at stats.
Right.
But Aaron Rodgers is throwing touchdowns and completions that probably only a handful of guys can make those plays in the NFL.
Right.
So I think it's going to be an exciting game. Aaron Rodgers, I think, is going to have to be borderline great for him to win. I think down deep, I want to root for him in this game and them, but I think Green Bay's truly the better team. And Green Bay needs to put it together too.
Yeah.
Even the quarterback. When he gets hot, stay with him. Let's see him just blow it out that way. So I think sometimes, like I said earlier, the play calls kind of get Jordan Love in quarterbacks want to stay in rhythm once they get it a little bit. At least keep me in rhythm. And I don't sense that sometimes the Green Bay offense.
Yeah, I would say that would be the one thing that it seems to pop up with Coach LaFleur from time to time, right? We know that he's got great play designs. We know that he's a very good mind as far as just building out the offense and all the concepts. But I think sometimes just the way that the plays are choreographed, the misses the mark. It misses like what it intentionally was meant to do, right? As far as attacking a defense. And I would say for Arizona, right, the Packers, right, played the Cardinals a week ago. I felt like they abandoned the run game very quickly, right? I think Josh Jacobs in that game only had about 12, 13 carries total. This is one where I feel like Josh Jacobs has a little bit of a calf thing, should be good to go and all that. But for me, like on the road in Pittsburgh, I need to see about 25 carries from this guy. I need to see you get in the trenches because Pittsburgh, everyone, I think, and me and Bob Papa talk about this all the time on Sirius XM NFL Radio, airing out 10 to 12 Monday and Friday with me and Bob. But, I think what it is that like, it's like, oh, Pittsburgh, TJ Watt, all this. It's like, listen, they're not a good defense. They're not. They're 28th in the league in total yards per game, right? Pass yards per game, they're 31st. And they're 17th, giving up 115 on the ground, right? So, and they're also 19th in scoring, and they're giving up 23 points per game. So it's not like it's this like unbelievable unit that is so fearful. Now, what's strange is they got some dudes. I mean, they got Watt, they got Herbert, they got a lot of good football players on that side of the football, but just haven't quite gelled, right, as a whole unit. And I think for the Green Bay Packers, Halfley, take away those little quick hitters that Aaron loves on first and second down. He's going to get in a run set. They're going to have a single receiver there to the left. If your corner lines up 10 yards off the football, just get ready to tackle the wide receiver screen because he's not handing the ball off in the run game. He's going to throw that little gimme.
Yes.
Can you take those away from him, right? And I think that limits Aaron's confidence and feel and groove because he just wants to see the football completed.
No doubt.
And then as soon as he completes 12 of those, so he's like, oh, then I'll throw the seam, right? And that's where, like, if Halfley could take away a few of those from him in this football game and kind of give him a few looks where it's like, all right, no, I can't throw that. I can't take that easy completion. I think that makes the normal down and distance throws that much more difficult for them to complete because I do think Green Bay will be able to rush him consistently with Parsons, right, with Rashawn Gary and get after it. but also I think they have the defensive secondary speed to cover on the back end too.
They have speed. Green Bay,
right.
man, they got speed on both sides. But go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No. And so that's where I feel like if they can do that, that favors them tremendously, because that's just kind of those small percentage of plays that get overlooked when you show the highlights. No one ever shows those, but they are pretty much the meat and potatoes of like what Aaron kind of needs to do to stay in rhythm himself as a quarterback.
Yeah. It's like he's like a baseball pitcher, man. He wants to work the edge of the plate.
Right.
And once he gets that thing grooving in there, then he's, man, I feel good. Now I can let it go.
That's right.
That's the way he is as a quarterback. And, the Pittsburgh defense, I've seen enough. I didn't watch the last game very close, but I can say that all the ones before, man, they do not look fast. They look slow, and they're having trouble with everybody.
Right.
So why is that going to be fixed this week? The crowd noise going to disrupt it so much? I don't know. But that's why I look at Green Bay and just they're the faster team. They're younger. They got the skill guys. Yep. I think they're very well coached. And for Green Bay to win, if Pittsburgh, the way they win the game is only one way in my eyes, and that is Aaron Rodgers is going to have to have his best game of the year, maybe the best game we've seen for him down there so far. And that's saying a lot because he's played, I think, overall played really well.
He has played well. He has. And it's going to be a really fun.
I think they got a good chance. But otherwise, I like Green Bay.
Yep. All right. So I'm taking Green Bay in this one, being the 3-point favorite. All right. And that's all we have for our NFL coverage here.